standing our ground, here it goes down. Oh, you and me, we're gonna be legendary. Oh, wait to see, we're gonna be legendary. Ain't no time like the here and now. Yeah, we showed up, now we showing out. Oh, you and me, we're gonna be legendary. Legendary. We're gonna be legendary. We don't back down, this is what we're made of. Standing our ground, here it goes down. Oh, you and me, we're gonna be legendary. Oh, wait to see, we're gonna be legendary. Ain't no time like the here and now. Yeah, we showed up, now we showing out. Oh, you and me, we're gonna be legendary. Legendary. We're gonna be legendary. Legendary. We're gonna be legendary.
I got metal running through my bones, a resurrection like a ghost. Hurricane, go ahead and blow. Where you could keep your white flag, I'll never fold. A shadow on the battlefield, a survivor never yield. A thunder, go ahead and shake. Don't run from the storm when I feel the rain. There's no rest for the wicked, no victory for the weak. And when the weeds getting thicker, you'll never see me on my knees. You can't control this, it's explosive. You can't control this, it's explosive. You can't control this, it's explosive. I got a fever in my blood, a falling embers from above. I feel the heat when the pressure blows, a wildfire that you can't control. There's no rest for the wicked, no victory for the weak. And when the weeds getting thicker, you'll never see me on my knees. You can't control this, it's explosive. You can't control this, it's explosive. You can't control this, it's explosive. With every beat of my heart, I'll be the light in the dark. You can't control this, I'm explosive. You can't control this, it's 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 explosive.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
We welcome you to the Northwest Truck Series, iRacing on LSRTV as well as CRN, the Community Radio Network. It is the next round, round 5 tonight, Texas Motor Speedway, and we're ready to bring it to you. It's the Cody's Frozen Custard 201. I'm Wesley Outland. And the man that you saw win at Talladega for the Full Throttle Cup Series is alongside now Jason Rockefeller in the booth. Congrats, man.
Yeah, I was so stoked. I honestly didn't think we were going to be able to pull that one off, but, you know, I had some great help. And, you know, Charles hollering at Jeremy, come on, he's got another broadcast to do. Let's wrap this up. You know, couldn't just enjoy my exciting moment for 2 seconds. But, nah. All jokes aside, I had a blast doing it. Those guys definitely mean business. I didn't expect to win, but hey, we did the dang thing, so proud of it. Ready to see some action here tonight at Texas. It should be fun.
I mean, I don't want to hurt your feelings, but you struggled in the truck race on last Thursday.
I did.
So I was, but
hey, I backed it up, though.
And redeem yourself, right? You backed it up. You did, yes. I think Charles is like, damn, he's relentless. Like he's like, but obviously, to be able to take a night off in the booth and actually to win, that's a good thing. Charles Wooten is pushing the buttons. We welcome you to another week of iRacing on LSRTV, and we're about ready to go here with qualifying in just mere moments. Heat of the day, 3 p.m. Eastern time is when this race starts, as qualifying is about to begin. But before we give you the race analysis, look at the temperatures here. Remember, 3 p.m. Eastern time in the spring, and look at the track temp, and look at the wind. Look at the wind as well, wow. Jason.
These are treacherous conditions for these trucks, especially with how aerodynamically dependent that they are. 22 miles an hour. I would love to know which side of the racetrack that's blowing off from, because if that is a tailwind down the back straightaway going in, yeah, if it's south, oh my goodness, yeah, these guys are going to be in for a handful. Southwest South, we're hearing in my ear. Thank you, Charles. But yeah, that is really, really treacherous track conditions, especially for the middle of the daytime. Usually, you would normally see that kind of probably at night. I mean, don't get me wrong. Charles knows better because he lives down in the Texas area compared to me and you on the East Coast. Yeah, he says that's pretty accurate right now with all the storms they've been dealing with. But that, combined with that 107-degree track temperature out of the 77-degree air temp, that is crazy. So these guys are going to have to deal with the wind for sure. Coming off these corners, going into the corners, especially that treacherous turn number 1 and coming off exit off 2. We've seen a lot of wrecks over the past couple weeks, all the way from official week, from Road to Pro, and all the other series we've covered here on LSRTV, and also myself over at Nerditude. So this is going to be a very, very hot and interesting race.
How fun is that going to be for sure, as Ace High Racing driver number 3, Toby Ritter's new team, new number, right now working around the racetrack. We'll see what he can do. Qualifying underway. And Jason, before we go any further, how about the dominance of Team LSRTV this year? I don't think we have said that enough. They are 4 for 4 on the year.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. I mean, and Devin West went out last week, and man, he didn't just put on a clinic. He whooped the competition big time. He whooped them so bad, he could have done it twice. That's how badly he whooped that field last week at Richmond. Great performance by him and really everybody else throughout the entire field. Yes, it was caution plagued a little bit towards the end of the race, but it's short track racing. What do you expect? He did a fantastic job. Jumped up a little bit in the points. I believe even after last week too, Wesley, we got a new points leader. Ryan Gormley was able to take away the points lead from Troy Daggett and Jeff Stabnow, and now Ryan has the points lead over Troy by just 1 single point. From first all the way down to 10th, it's only separated by 47 points.
Dana Rogers on track right now, the 07 machine. Toyota, let's see what he can do in qualifying. And by the way, you heard it from the first race of the year in Daytona with Jeff Stabnow to Devin West last week, and Brightsman and Dan West in between. And the bottom line is this: we want help. We want to help Brett Johnson now win. That's our goal. Our goal is for us to get our wins, but after that, we got to look after our teammates. And you want to help Brett Johnson somehow climb the ladder, if you will, Jason, and secure another win for all 5 drivers to win here for Team LSRTV. Could it happen tonight at Texas? That's the question.
I mean, it very well could happen, but obviously it's going to need to be a little bit. And I don't even know if Brett Johnson is registered. Yeah, Brett Johnson, I don't even think is registered for the session here tonight. Yeah, so he's not even here. I mean, you know, but hey, they still got some races left. Obviously, we got some off weeks coming up as well. So, I mean, there's definitely some opportunities for, you know, him to get it done. But the thing is he can't just be handed it, you know, like a child. He's going to have to go out there. He's going to have to put in the time, put in the hours.
Right.
Yeah, they have to put in the hours and whatnot. They can give him as much help as they need, but they got to remember for themselves, they're also competing for a championship as well. They want to rack up as many points as they can. So when they come to playoff picture time, whenever that will be, you know, they have to fend for themselves too. So they're going to do whatever they can to make sure he can make the playoffs, get a win up on the board. But he's obviously got to put in that work. Not here tonight, but he's going to have many more opportunities throughout the season to do so.
All right. As Brian Barnes now gets ready to work his way around the racetrack, a former Cup Series champion. Finishing up with his lap. And now we watch the Nicole Bryan photography one. Tyler King. By the way, Ryan Bloom, fast qualifier winner here. Jason, last time the series was here at Texas, he won it. He's right now the fast man, 29.907 over Chris White.
Are we surprised? I mean, the guy led 23 laps last season here, besides Dan West Jr. Started 6th. He finished 2nd and led 64 out of those laps, led the most that night. And Stephen O'Hare as well. He led 5 laps, finished 3rd. Tyler King's a guy who could very well come out here and pick up a win tonight. Tyler, I know this season hasn't really had, I think, the luck that he's probably wanted to. In that number 21 machine, looking down at the points, I'm trying to find him currently, and it looks like, trying to find him, so he's 4th right now in the standings. Okay, so he's had a little bit better season than I thought he did, but still, he's been kind of quiet. Yes, he's had 3 for 4 top 10s, 3 for 4 top 5s. All those came with top 5 finishes, so it's been kind of quiet. We haven't really talked a whole lot about Tyler King. He gets really sideways into 1, really loose off turn number 2. Great job saving that. That truck is loose, and he's obviously going to run out of time here in qualifying, but Tyler King finished 4th here 1 year ago. He might be somebody to look out for, and by the way, started 19th in that race 1 year ago, so he is no stranger to making his way up towards the front.
And just like that, it is time to go racing here at Texas. Let's give you the starting lineup as there's the man that won it last year, Ryan Bloom. He's on the pole at No Limits, Texas. To the outside, former Cup champion of the Northwest, Christopher Wide in the 56. Row 2, Troy Daggett, who's moved up to second of the points, and Brett Grunwald in the 51. What a qualifying run for him. Row 3 will find the road course king, Paul Newton, and Dan Lowther on the outside. Row 4, Toby Ritter's new team, Jeff Stabnow, Daytona winner for the second time back in a few weeks ago. Jordan Person and Jimbo Pfeiffer. Good to see Jimbo back in the Northwest. He'll start 10th in the 0-1.
Top 20, row number 6, you'll find Briar Reynolds in the number 12 machine starting 11th. Starting 12th, you'll see Carl Burke in the 53 machine. Row number 7, point leader Ryan Gormley in the 22 alongside Dennis Moore, who is trying his best to have a better season. Only one top 10 this year. We'll see if that can change tonight here at Texas. Row number 8, Stephen Paulison. Brian Barnes in the number 4 machine. Row number 9, you will find Frank Harris, the legend, in the number 77 alongside Dana Rogers on the outside in the 07. And rounding out the top 20, Wesley, row number 10, Chad Malik in the 33 and Troy Allison in the 49 to the outside.
Row 11, Chris Kynes in the 81. Devin West, who won, of course, at Vegas, or last week, excuse me. He'll be right there alongside. Roy Grande, Tyler Kim, row 12. Row 13, winner Sean Breitzman in round 2 of the year at Atlanta. John Ottenbacher, the 89, right there alongside. Row 14 will find William Fletcher and Kevin Smith for Win Racing. And to round out your top 30, Dan West Jr. and Chase Carrillo in the 81.
Row number 16, you'll find Bryce Clark in the 98, and then Tyler King. We talked about him starting deep in the field last year. He's going to start deep in this one here tonight. Row number 17, you'll find James Vining and Ray Fournier, and that will round out your 34 truck lineup here tonight at Texas.
Let's take a look at the race analysis presented by Hunt the Front TV. We showed you the weather first, and there it is. No fast repair in this series for season 11. 100% fuel capacity, unlimited tires. That's right, unlimited tonight. 3 attempts at overtime for green, white checker if needed. 201 miles, 134 laps, the scheduled distance. Oh, and by the way, every race this year, except last week, has not needed overtime. Field ready to come to the green flag here at Texas Motor Speedway. 1.5 miles, virtually sunny, hottest part of the day in Texas. That abrasive pavement is going to be obviously making it very treacherous for these trucks. In addition to that 20-plus mile-per-hour wind speed when they sail to the back straightaway. Round 5, No Limits, Texas. The Cody's Frozen Custard. 201 is green. You have a virtual race.
We got cars stacking up here in the back by chance. Not sure if they're wrecking, but man, there was a big stack up there, Wesley, on the start of the race, and it started when the 56 of Chris White, I think, missed a gear. Oh, and there we go. They're wrecking back straight away. Jeff Stabnow goes around. Dennis Moore, others collected off turn number 2. And the calamity that started on the front straightaway heads all the way down the back straightaway off 2.
Caution out very quickly in the early going of this one. And let's see what happened. You got trucks already in the grass. 3 wide, Lowther in the middle, Stabnow 4 wide into the wall. And this is where it ended up being calamity here, Jason, off that second turn.
Yeah, I mean, Jeff looks like he kind of just came right down. I believe that was on Ryan Gormley. Look at the air time right there on that machine. I believe that would be the 53 of Carl Burke, if I'm not mistaken. That was a hard impact to the inside wall, but let's try to see if we can get one more replay of it real quick, because you saw Jeff. I don't know if he got loose coming out of turn 2 or if he just kind of underestimated and just came down the racetrack into Gormley. And you just see the stack up that happens right here, like I mentioned. It looked like Chris White missed a shift. Then I believe the 51 ran up into the back of him, and everybody just scrambled on back. And then you see Jeff Stabnow right in front of Carl Burke, just comes down the racetrack to the 22, overcorrects it, hard impact. And that is two heavy hitters in this race right there.
Yeah, it's a tough break right there. Remember, something to remember as well, caution on the opening lap. There is no fast repair in this series. So they're either going on the damaged vehicle policy clock to try to get whatever time they can to fix it, or they're going to go out of the race, bottom line. And that's a tough break. You got to think for a guy like Jeff Stabnow, who won Daytona, that's a mulligan for him. He knows he won the first race of the year. So no matter what goes on, even though we do know the competitive spirit that the Billings, Montana driver has of Jeff Stabnow, Jason, you know, okay.
Yeah.
It's a bad night. That's all I can say.
Yeah, it's definitely a bad night. And you know something, too, and I thought you were going to mention it there, but I might as well mention it now, is I wonder if that wind had any factor going through turn number 2 to cause Jeff to all of a sudden just veer to the left, because I don't think he got loose. I think he just came right down the racetrack into the 22 machine. Wind could have been a factor. I mean, I'm not too sure. Obviously, I'm not out here driving these trucks. I've not really driven in a lot of conditions where it was super duper windy, because anything about 12 to 15 miles an hour will really impact these trucks aerodynamic wise, especially depending on what side of the racetrack it's blowing at, the angle that's blowing onto the truck, whether it be the right front fender, the left rear, it doesn't matter. It can really upset these trucks very, very quickly here. But thankfully, they've got the mess all cleaned up. We're already getting ready to go back racing. Really, really surprised that we had a wreck so early on.
Well, a quick caution here to start things, and obviously that'll give us a chance to take a look at the racing summary. It's presented by Virginia811.com. And there it is, one caution, no lead changes because it's been all Ryan Bloom in the early going, 3 caution laps. We'll check in on that sometime around the halfway point of the event. Reminding you to dig with care, Virginia811.com. Lights off on the iRacing safety car, and we will get ready to try to go back for a restart here.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see how this restart's going to go, because remember, like I mentioned there at the start of that race, Chris White missed a shift there on the initial start. So I wonder if they're going to have the same kind of stacked up here going down into turn number 1. I hope not. I hope these guys keep it clean and green, and we're going to see here what happens on this start or this restart here compared to what we just saw in the start. So we're just going to have to find out.
We'll try this again as the field will make their way back. Turn number 4 into the dog leg, into the Geico restart zone. Back to it again here at Texas. And Ryan Bloom, another flawless restart. This time, nobody gets bottlenecked behind the field. Stack them up. They all stay nice and organized this time, working off a 2. And it is going to be Ryan Bloom pulling away from Daggett and Newton off 2.
Yeah, Bloom got a really good restart right there. You see Paul Newton right in tow back behind him in the 27 Paul Newton Designs machine. There's Troy Daggett, one of the drivers up in the top 3 in points. He's going to ride around the outside coming off turn number 4. But Wesley, with these setups here, I expect this race to maybe be a little bit of pack racing here, depending on how comfortable these drivers are out here. We saw that a lot in Road to Pro. We saw that a lot during official week if you caught or raced in any of the C Open stuff. So this is going to be a really interesting race. I'm looking forward to it.
Bloom off the corner. He's the man that leads the way. Backstretch, everybody just kind of getting back in line now. As you see Malik and company, Grande, Harris, just kind of be patient. That's probably the best thing you need to do right now, honestly, Jason, because this is a long way to go. And patience is key here. I think you'll agree with me.
Yeah, patience is definitely key here. You obviously don't really want to burn up that right front too quickly here, especially coming off turn number 2. You want to exit the lowest you can possible. I mean, not completely all the way to the bottom, but you get what I'm saying. That middle to bottom lane, that's where you kind of want to exit off these corners, because the further you travel up the racetrack, the harder you drive on that right front. Obviously, the more wear and tear it's going to provide to that right front, and then you're really in trouble. The truck's just going to pretty much plow into traffic, and you're just not going to want to go anywhere. You see a great battle going on between the 33 of Chad Malik, Frank Harris. There's Jimbo Pfeiffer in the number 01 machine. Kevin Smith, a lot of drivers right here. They're duking it out going into turn 3.
Working on 4, coming down to the line. And it is still there. You see the 33. And he starts to hold on to that 10th spot. Behind him is Harris, Smith, Barnes. Single file. Boy, Barnes had a little trouble exiting off the corner just a little bit. Saves it. Smith jumps out of line. He'll make a run at Smith now. And we got a caution. Trouble on the racetrack again here. There's another one of the drivers. I forgot there's 6 drivers. Brett Johnson and now John Audenbacher to put us under the second caution of the race here, Jason.
Yeah, we're going to take a look here at the LSRTV replay. I believe it happens coming out of turn number 2. You see Ottenbacher. He's just riding right behind the 81 of Trace Carrillo. Other drivers as well. They go 3 wide for a moment. One driver goes way up the racetrack in 3. That's Carrillo. And then Carrillo just kind of comes down. And I don't think John and also the 07 of Dana Rogers, I don't think they knew they were going to exactly be 3 wide off the corner, especially John. You know, you can only have so much real estate off that corner and really kind of visually know what's going on to your outside, because your spotter's telling you 2, then your spotter's telling you 3. Next thing you know, you end up going around right there.
Bloom, Newton, Daggett, Person, Ritters, top 5. That's the way it stands right now, as we are single file here at Texas again after the caution comes out. Get everybody back in line. I don't really see a reason for anybody to come to pit lane right now either, Jason, not with about 11 laps into it.
Yeah, we got a few, though, down on pit road, but most of these guys are drivers who had damage or some sort of incident within these first few laps. I mean, Brett Grenewalt in the 51 was involved. I saw Chris Kynes go to pit road. Breitzman's in pit road as well. Jeff Stabnow with that damage. I'm sure he's trying to get it repaired as much as he can. Ray Fournier, Fletcher, Ottenbacher, obviously, Rogers, and Chris White, who's still 6 laps down. I believe he's actually out of the race officially, possibly. But obviously, we'll get an update on that possibly soon. Carl Burke still 11 laps down, and James Vining did not make a lap, so he looks like he's going to be the first car to finish in last place, obviously, in 34th. So interesting start to the race so far here. 12 laps in, already 2 cautions. You can just see how treacherous this racetrack is. You cannot underestimate Texas. I know a lot of drivers, especially on the sim, look at this track as a 1-lane racetrack, but you can use that second lane, and sometimes you can even go 3. It just all depends on how comfortable you are, the track conditions. But so far, with the conditions we're seeing out here tonight, and the drivers, the setups, the handling, however they feel comfortability-wise, we've already seen 2 big incidents here so far in this race.
Paul Newton right there, again, got a nice drive going for him in that 27 machine. And remember, we mentioned Ryan Bloom. Ryan, the most recent winner here at Texas. He won last year. And obviously the Pied Piper, if you will, in the early going of this one, trying to defend the turf. Oh, and by the way, if he gets it done, Jason, first win of the year, not only for him, but also for Win Racing.
Yeah, that would be really cool to see, obviously. I mean, there's a lot of drivers up here, though, who are really, really competitive so far from what we've seen. Obviously, you know, you have Troy Daggett. He doesn't have a win on the board yet this year. Look at him. He's second in points, only back by 1. He's currently sitting 3rd. Jordan Person in that number 20 machine, great qualifying effort. We're going to have to see how his long truck is. Toby Ritters is already up a few spots there in 5th. There's a lot of drivers who have an opportunity to pounce on this race, because there's one thing about Texas, Wesley, is that this track can honestly become kind of unpredictable towards the end of these. If you get late race restarts, you never know what can happen. The front two, for all you know, can wreck coming out of turn number 2. So don't count anybody else out. Yes, Ryan Bloom automatically, probably betting-wise, is your best odds to win this race. You know, with obviously picking up the win, having the pole here last year, trying to make it 2 in a row at Texas. Paul Newton, you know, we haven't really talked a whole lot about him so far this season. He's having a great run so far in that second spot, but still just too early on to, I think, probably predict who's got the best car right now.
By the way, got an update on Christopher White. Been having issues with the shifter all day into the night, getting annoyed with it, and it blew the motor. He got annoyed and kind of frustrated, and it blew the engine on the virtual 56 of the driver out of Rochester, Washington, the former champion of the Northwest Cup Series. So already a couple of retirees out of the race, and add Christopher White to the attrition list. Lights are off for the pace car, and the field will get 2 by 2 yet again. Bloom, Newton, row 1. Daggett, Person, row 2. Ritters, Reynolds, row 3. Points leader Gormley and Lowther make up row 4. Grande and Malik right now, top 10. Other notable drivers keep an eye on: Frank Harris outside the top 10, Kevin Smith as well. And last week's winner, Devin West, currently in 14th position. Ready for the field to come back to the Geico restart zone as that wraps up our second caution flag of the race. It'll be lap number 14 of 134 laps. Do the math. It'll be 120 laps to go as they get ready, Jason, to come to green off 4 for the restart.
Yeah, coming down to the restart here. Ryan Bloom's going to control the field through the Geico restart zone. Fires out of it perfectly. Troy Daggett will actually follow along in tow behind him. Might be able to clear Paul Newton as they head into turn 1 this time.
Back underway. 2 car lengths back now. Going to be Bloom over the machine of Daggett. Daggett out inside. Newton falling back to 3rd. Ritters is there. Gormley and Person now battle side by side. Here comes Newton going after Daggett again for 2nd into 3.
Newton and Daggett side by side coming through 3 and 4. Probably what would be one of the fastest parts of the racetrack. You're full throttle early on fresh tires. Everybody those single files out. Great crossover attempt by the 20 of Jordan Person. Couldn't get there. Tries to look to the inside of Gormley entering 1. Washes up a little bit. Troy Daggett in front of them does the same thing, but still some single and double file racing off 2.
Person inside. Gormley outside, door to door. Here comes Reynolds now, inside looking for it. With Grande, Lowther, back to the corner, back to the line again. And Ryan Bloom under attack for the lead. Newton is there. You're going up top side. Aerial coverage for tonight's race, provided by LSRTV. And Person not backing down. He must be a new member of the Troy Daggett Ace High Racing team. It's on the 20 truck now, Jason.
Yeah, he's doing a great job so far up there in that number 20 machine, up 3 spots from where he started. Currently resides in the 6th position. Also, a couple other notables, like we mentioned before the restart. We talked about Kevin Smith. You talked about Frank Harris, up 8 and 17 spots right now. And hey, I mentioned Tyler King earlier in the beginning of the race. He started in the back last year here, finished 4th. Well, guess what? He's on track record right now to possibly do the same, up 17 spots from where he started. Highest moving guy on the racetrack besides Kevin Smith. They're both up 17 and 18 spots. Smith in 10th, Tyler King in 15th.
Back straight away. There's that virtual Big Hoss TV that they have at Texas. Down to the inside, Troy Daggett, Carhartt 99 Toyota in 2nd. Jason, I got to say this as we see Paul Newton concrete the wall off the safer barrier. There's just a different drive, a different person in the driving ability of Troy Daggett we've seen this year. No doubt. Very impressed.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it here with that 99 machine. Remember 2 seasons ago, Wesley, when I joined about midway, about a quarter of the way through the season, back in 2022 in July, June, June, July, Troy Daggett was like nowhere to ever be found. Troy was a driver who was always mired in the back. You could say the same for a couple other drivers, Toby Ritters, Frank Harris, Dan Lowther, drivers like that. But now they're week in and week out. They're running up at the front of this field, especially Troy Daggett. So far, I know he doesn't have that win to the season column that he wants, but when you look at his track record this season so far, only driver to have gone 4 for 4 with top 5 finishes so far this season.
Up high, Dan Lowther. Smith follows suit. Harris right there as well. Malik now behind the 00. King behind the 5. The 5 behind the 77's tailgate. And here comes Dennis Moore. Going to try to go 3 wide here, Jason.
Oh, Kevin Smith up into the wall. They saved it. What a save there by the 5 and the 00 of Kevin Smith. But look at this, the 21 of Tyler King nearly pinches the 5 of Devin West, last week's winner, up and into the wall, but he's able to keep it up out of it. That all started, Wesley, when the 63 of Dan Lowther ultimately came up the racetrack, stacked up that outside lane. Nobody expected it. Next thing you know, they were in the wall, but they're all able to keep on trucking here down the back straightaway.
What a save. That's all I'm going to say. What a save both of those guys made and everyone else around them. I also think, too, we're in the early going of this race with still over 100 laps to go, Jason Rock. If it would have been 10 to go, 5 to go, I think there would have been a different story there.
Definitely would have been a different story here. Nobody would have lifted right there. Everybody would have been going for every piece of real estate. They would have been driving all the way to the food stand, the snack shack, rather, you would say, down into the infield probably just to get that position there. They're 3 wide coming into turn number 3. Lowther in the middle of the racetrack. He's going to chop off the 21 of Tyler King. Does an excellent job doing so. They go back to being double wide. Lowther still holding off King. He's trying to look for a way around him. Nearly tried to pull the Dale Jr. maneuver that didn't work out in 2014. Nearly went through the grass there down the dog leg.
King inside. West on the outside. There goes Kevin Smith now, back into the corner again. Ryan Bloom, Troy Daggett. 1 and 2. Single file as they cross the line now. This is the drivers pulling away from Gormley. How about Ryan Gormley as well, Jason? I mean, this is a kid that we saw pop into the scene in the Pacific Northwest with the starter Xfinity Series, if you will, last year. And I said I got my eyes on this guy, and all of a sudden now look at him in the Truck Series, and he's hanging his own. Points leader, by the way. 1 point over Troy Daggett.
Hey, guess who's in front of him? Troy Daggett. He does not want Troy to gain any positions or get any points on him here tonight. Ryan would like to probably lead Texas here tonight with that points lead still and probably extend that gap. So he's hoping for Troy to have a poor race, but it has been anything but that for the driver of the 99, who, by the way, has been faster the last 3 laps consistently than your race leader, Ryan Bloom. It's just all going to be about dirty air if he can get around them, and Ryan's starting to catch them as well. Got some more great action throughout the back half of this field. Devin West, his father, Dan West Jr., they're side by side trying to split Briar Reynolds as they head this time into turn 1.
Father-son sandwich. Briar Reynolds says, I want no part of it. Stays to the outside lane, battles both of them. Into that corner. Harris and others watch on. Whoa,
oh, got one around.
Trouble. 33, Chad Malik. Bottom of the apron. Will it trigger a caution? I don't think it will. He got back going. Brightsman of the minors behind
whoa,
him.
Look at the move.
Oh, my
Holy
goodness,
cow.
28.
William Fletcher might get move of the race with that one right there, Wesley. He just got a 2-for-1 special coming off Port Charles. We got to get a replay on this.
We got
not
to
only on the incident, But that 28 machine, boy, he saw nothing. It was either he was running into the back or he was heading down pit lane. And here it is, coming off turn number 4. And the 33 of Chad Malik, excellent job being able to save it here. What? Look at the 28 all the way up against the save for Barry. You do not see that. And the 33 was able to save it. They start checking up. And watch this move right here through the grass. Whoop! Gets 2 positions at that one.
That is the true definition of the virtual pass in the grass, okay?
that might have been the coolest thing I've seen all year.
That really was passes in the grass, okay? Yes. It's pretty cool. Amazing. And we stay green. All that chaos and mayhem that was going on, we still stay green.
Oh my gosh. Dennis Moore just got really tight on the inside there of Paul Newton. Nearly wiped both of them out coming out of turn number 2. And Devin West had to back off the corner exit just a little bit off turn 4 this time. They're still side by side, duking it out, man. They are going all the way up to the wall here at No Limits, Texas. This is awesome to see here. Great racing action. Just 32 laps in tonight's 134 lap event. Almost about to hit 100 laps to go. It's been some great stuff here. Ryan Bloom, though, still leading. He's kind of pulled away a little bit from Troy Daggett these last few laps. Troy's been significantly much slower than Bloom, and also Gormley, who resides still in the 3rd spot. So Bloom looks like he may have that long run pace.
Cam up high, plenty of room given to the trucks on the inside. All of this going on again with another lap on the board. And what a show they're putting on, no doubt about it. It is Ryan Bloom, Troy Daggett up in the front. Look at now Kim Ottenbacher. Breitzman's going after the Raptor colors of, I believe, is that Paulison's truck, I think? Yeah.
I believe so, yeah.
Great racing. Look at this now. Up
Getting
front.
tight.
This is
tight.
Fifth.
Oh, he put him in the wall.
No, hold on, dude.
Save it. Come on.
Save it, dude. Oh, he saved it again. Oh, my.
Oh, and Devin West almost got a piece of that right there coming off too, man. He had to avoid the heck out of the 27 machine. I knew that was going to happen for many laps with how much they were side by side there, Wesley. And if I'm Paul Newton, I'm not happy with Dennis Moore, because that's about the 2nd time, at least from my position up here in the booth with you, that I've seen the 44 pinch him up and into the wall, and that time he ended up doing it. If I'm Paul Newton right now, I am PO'd with Dennis Moore.
Well, it's better to be PO'd than PO'd on, right? As we close in on the under 100 laps to go, right? We'll pause for 10 seconds of station identification. This is iRacing on LSRTV and CRN, the Community Radio Network.
Community Radio Network, WCRN 87.9 FM, Clayton, Garner, Raleigh, North Carolina, USA. We are CRN.
Not done yet here at No Limits, Texas, as we approach the top of the hour. Welcome back to our coverage in 4 different time zones. 12 midnight in the Eastern Seaboard U.S. with myself and Jason. 11 Eastern time, which are on production in Texas. Ironically, we're at No Limits, Texas. Mountain time is 10 p.m. Eastern time. Yes, you are. 11 p.m. Central. I'm sorry. 10 p.m. Shut up. 10 p.m. Mountain time. And it is 9 p.m. Pacific. There's your 4 time zones there, Jason. Everybody.
Yeah. we may have had 4 different time zones, but we've nearly had about 4 wrecks here these last few laps with how much action is going on here on the racetrack. And look at Dennis Moore, despite being really, really tight on the bottom side, he is pulling a crossover move on Kevin Smith here out of 2. And here comes Devin West, and he's bringing his big old daddy right behind him there, Dan West Jr. They're following in tow back to turn number 3, while the 44 and 00 is side by side. They're just waiting for an opportunity to pounce here off 4.
Dennis Moore inside, battles with Smith. Win Racing going at it. 7th, 8th, and 9th right there. And here comes Daddy West reeling them in 10th. Yeah, what he said.
They can't hear him, but whatever he said, we'll just keep it like that. I wish sometimes the folks watching or listening could hear some of the stuff that Charles Wooten says in our ears, just to try to mess us up and stuff like that. It's funny sometimes, but hey, I mean, it's yeah, no, you say a lot of stuff. You say a lot of stuff sometimes, but hey, you know, that's the thing. We love Charles Wooten, don't we, Wesley?
Oh, absolutely. And the sound effects are also adorable. We need to have an LSRTV uncut. Is that what you said? I've been saying that for 2 damn years. Oh. Oh, West. Yeah, somebody forbidden me. I said heaven next.
Oh. Look at this battle going on. 3 wide almost for a minute there off the corner. Sean Brightsman thought about taking a look down to the bottom shelf inside. 3 wide on Briar Reynolds and Brian Barnes. Or Briar Reynolds, excuse me, and Brian Barnes. But they're able to keep on going. Some great action all over the track right now.
Yeah, down the tree. Back straight away. Brightsman inside, going after it with Harris. Did I come out loud? Brightsman going after Reynolds in the top 15. Here we go. Back in the line.
Yeah, this is a great battle going on right here. And look at Paul Newton, man. He is just falling back more and more ever since he slapped the wall about once or twice from that contact with Dennis Moore. And we saw it again right when we came back from station network identification. We saw the 27 get really loose coming off turn number 2 there. That 27 machine is struggling right now.
There is Barnes trying to hold off this chaos and mayhem behind him. Under 100 laps to go here. Couple of cautions to slow things down, and we are already approaching in less than 20 laps the halfway mark of this race here, Jason.
Yeah, it's been a really interesting race so far here. It's clear as day that not Paul Newton rather, but Ryan Bloom is probably the favorite to win so far in this race. I mean, he has got a near 2.5 second gap over Troy Daggett. But hey, I believe we got some pit stops happening. So the first round of pit stops happening here pretty shortly. Kevin Smith, first one to come to pit road this time.
Green flag pit stops underway. We had a feeling they would be coming, and here they are. This is the Northwest Racing Series. The trucks tonight here at Vegas. And
we got a caution.
Oh my, look at that. Man, that changes everything, doesn't it? So much for pitting.
Yeah, that is not what you wanted to see this early on here, especially during these green flag cycle of pit stops. We'll have to see who it was. I believe it might have been Ray Fournier. I'm not too sure, but not really clear. I'm not seeing anybody because obviously during those green flag pit stops, everybody was jumping down the leaderboard, so it was really hard to tell to see who brought out that caution. But this definitely changes up things big time, especially if you were just in the pits like Kevin Smith.
Looking for a replay here. Trying to find out what happened to put us under the caution flag for the third time in this race. It's my fault, Jason. I mean, I said we haven't had a caution yet in a while, and then it triggered one, and then what do you know? I mean, there's
You're a curse.
There's nowhere, no accident anywhere.
That's just what you do. You're a curse. Curse to the Northwest. Whoa!
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. And now everybody's coming down the pit road.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting to see here because obviously there were drivers who just came into the pits, but they're trapped a lap down. Like Kevin Smith, like Troy Daggett, others as well. So I'm interested to see where they're going to shake up here. Dan Lowther, I believe, was the only one who caught a good break right there because he pitted. He was already on pit road right at the time of caution. So I believe he's going to be able to maintain this lead here because he stayed out because he just pitted. So I believe he did not go a lap down. So that's going to make him the race leader when we go back green here.
So the caution coming out. Third one of the race, as we mentioned. Everybody's taking pit stops, if you will. Kind of figured that was going to happen too. All the while, we are watching Troy Daggett be the man that is showing his strengths with about 50 laps closing into it. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back with more from Texas. Cody's Frozen Custard 201. We got to get some more frozen custard from Cody. We're back in a moment. Drag race to the line.
Community Radio Network, WCRN 87.9 FM, Clayton, Garner, Raleigh, North Carolina, USA. We are CRN.
So after doing some research, I guess is a nice way of saying it, Charles, right? I mean, Jason, lights off on the pace car, coming for a restart. So the reason why we call it the Cody's Frozen Custard 201 is I think, Jason, it is mimicking the Andy's Frozen Custard 300. That was the Xfinity race at
just a couple
Texas
weeks
a
ago.
few weeks ago. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I could really use some custard right now. I haven't eaten all day, and yeah, I would love to have a nice meal right now, but I could really use some frozen custard right now. If anybody wants to DoorDash me some custard right now, I know it's like 12 o'clock in the morning here. I don't care if it's Wawa, I
Uber
don't care if
Eats,
it's Quick
Cliff.
Check. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't give a dang. No custard. I love chicken. I love chicken.
Yeah, winner chicken dinner for our winner, Jason. Yes, I love that. Yeah. He won tonight, by the way, people. If you didn't know. Back to green. What a job, by the way. Got it done. So happy for you.
Yeah, it was really fun. I'm just glad we were able to get it done here, and we're going to find out who gets it done here tonight, because by the looks of how this race has gone here, I mean, Ryan Bloom has been a man on a mission. I mean, he wants this one bad. You could just tell, whoa, Ryan, normally way up out of the groove out of 4. The same can be said for Toby Ritters. Everybody scrambles off turn number 4, but still, it's Ryan Bloom with the race lead. But how about Jordan Person right behind him in second as they head through 2?
Back straight away, trying to go 3 wide. Look at Ryan. Oh, look at Tyler King, man. Way up on the outside. Grande, Barnes behind them. Here comes now Gormley, the points leader, battling last week's winner, Devin West. And they're going after Ritters. What a job for Toby, by the way. New team, new number, new components, you know.
Oh, we got a
on it.
spin!
Oh, look out!
Person saved it!
His teammate. The Ace High Race entry getting too low, and he about spun. Holds it together, we stay green. I was going to say, though, how about for Ritters, man, in the top 5?
He has done a great job as well. A lot of these drivers have. And the thing I think right there with the 20 machine of Jordan Person is that's a track combination of obviously A, the setup, B, the temperature. Let's take a real quick look here at the Kaufman Creative weather conditions. Let's just see how much this track has possibly changed since the start of this race. So the track temperature's gone down a little bit, but that's still hot. And the wind has not changed. So a combo between your setup plus the track temp plus the wind speed, I think that's probably what caused that 20 to get so dang loose coming out of turn number 2 and did a heck of a job saving it.
And working off that second turn to the back straightaway. Briar Reynolds inside, Brightsman there, Barnes there, Harris on the outside as well. What a run for Frank Harris. I know he's in the top 15, but he's at least doing a good job staying up in the front and out of trouble.
Yeah, he almost got into trouble right there. Brian Barnes nearly just brushed the wall and actually did off turn number 4. Sean Brightsman nearly ran to the back of him. That could have been a big moment out of turn number 4, but they're still all battling side by side. Reynolds with Barnes, and you have Harris and Brightsman, who is still trying to climb his way up through this field. Remember, pitted earlier during that green flag cycle that was cut extremely short due to those cautions, and we got a problem here. Roy Grande way off the pace there on the apron, entering 3 and 4. Something of a miss on the Taco Bell machine here out of 4.
Somehow holding on to it and staying out of trouble. Right there, mixed up with that pack. Sean Brightsman inside, battling Reynolds. This is now to get back into the top 10 for the 46, and he clears the 12. Harris right there in tow.
Frank's doing a really good job right now in that 77 machine. He's just hoping to stay away from that chaos that's going on back behind him. You see behind him, he's got, I believe that is the number 01 of Jimbo Pfeiffer in the 01 machine. They're battling side by side with Chad Malik. They're about almost 3 wide for a hot minute off turn number 2 and off turn 4 a lap ago. But they're all able to keep it straight. Paul Newton, though, continuing to have his struggles back there in the 16th spot.
.60 laps into it when they come to the line, and approaching 100 miles and the halfway point of the Cody's frozen custard 201. It is still Ryan Bloom, the man that leads the way. He has led since this race started. Dennis Moore climbing through the field up to second now, all from Win Racing. Devin West is third, Toby Ritter's fourth, Ryan Gormley top five. And as this goes on, Pfeiffer under attack by Smith and Paulison as they go to the back stretch. Now we pick up Moore and Devin West going at it for second.
Yeah, battle for second is on. Maybe if they can get past Dennis Moore, we'll see if anybody can run down Ryan Bloom. We know how well Devin West is on the long runs here in the Northwest Truck Series here. So we're going to see if he can get two in a row here tonight. He'll look to the outside for a brief moment. Entering one, Toby Ritter's trying to chase down the 5. Hollows up the racetrack for a quick second. Ryan Gormley nearly up into the wall down the backstretch. Whoa, look at the move by Devin West. A block put on by Dennis Moore had the 5 truck nearly go all the way to the apron into 3 and 4. They battle side by side, coming off 4 this time.
Inside, here comes Devin West, backed up idle, driver left of Moore. And they're right there door to door. Ritter's behind them, so is West. Gormley. This is for 5th, 6th, 7th on back.
Dennis Moore has been really aggressive. I'm not really used to seeing Dennis Moore be so aggressive. I don't know what it is with tonight, but the 44 has put a couple drivers in the wall. He's put on some big blocks like we saw there with the 5 machine. I don't know if it's just a different driver in the 44 machine mentally here tonight, but Dennis Moore is driving really aggressive. As I say that, he goes to the bottom of the 5, entering turn number 1, nearly washed up into the 5 there for second position off turn number 2. Nearly almost gets into him, but they're able to keep it straight, still battling side by side. Dennis Moore does not want to give up this second spot into 3.
And working off 4, coming back to the stripe. Devin West continuing to hold off Moore. Got some separation now, big time between the front runner and second on back. It's almost a second now. Dennis Moore trying to get around West and catch back up to his teammate for Win Racing. He'll make another shot at him again in 3.
Yeah, tried to get to the back bumper, but this time it's about half a truck length back off 4 this time by Devin's father, Dan, has been able to move up into the 4th place spot. Got past Toby Ritters, who has had a great night up inside the top 10 to top 5 all night long so far. And how about this? Talked about it again. I'm sure I'll talk about him more. Tyler King, man, already up 26 spots, just like Dan West Jr.'s 25, Devin West's 20. Watch out for Tyler King. He is a man on a mission right now in 6th.
Man on a mission indeed, down to the inside. Tyler King, Nicole Bryan Photography entry. One of the Beaver State Racing drivers. Making a move on the inside. Gormley, the points leader. Right there, that's Shell Pennzoil 22. Continuing now to be consistent and stay in 7th. Person about spun earlier, the driver for AH Racing. Aces High Racing somehow saved it. Still consistently in the top 10 and 8th. And we are closing in on halfway. 100 miles down and 100 miles to go, Jason, here in Texas.
Yeah, been a great race we've seen so far, but it's all been about Ryan Bloom up at the front of this field. Last time around, though, Devin West was faster than by nearly a whole 1/10 of a second and starting to close the gap. It's about 3/4 of a second from the 5 to the 25 machine up in first. Ryan Bloom has pretty much led this race flag to flag so far, started on the pole, and right now still able to hold the lead while everybody else trying to battle for more positions on back. Here comes Jordan Person, who works down to the inside now of Brian Barnes and also Ryan Gormley as they come off turn number 2.
Bloom in front, West, Moore, West, Ritters, top 5. And Ritters now trying to hold off Tyler King, who is charging fast into the pack. Working off 4. Almost 3 wide behind them there. Brightsman, Barnes, and Harris.
Yeah, going side by side back to turn number 1. You see Person still trying to work to the bottom of Gormley, this time entering turns 1 and 2. How about Sean Breisman? He was all the way in the back many laps ago during those green flag cycle of stops that got cut short. Now he finds himself up inside the top 10 and 9, up 16 spots, about to make it 17 here as he completes the pass on Gormley off turn 4 this time.
Man, where did this guy, number 20, come from? Obviously. Jordan Person, first year in the series. Doing really good right now. Had a really big scare earlier. Saved the truck. And there's got to be something he sees from Toby Ritters to make him a part of his new race team, Ace iRacing, Jason.
Oh, it's getting tight up there right in front of him, though. Toby Ritters nearly just got in to Tyler King into 3 and 4, but they're still going to battle side by side. This actually opens up the door big time for Jordan Person coming down into turn number 1. Got a great run off 4, back to 1 this time by Ritters, still side by side with Tyler King in front of them. And you see Jordan Person trying to defend the 46 of Breisman. He's doing it right now, but his teammate battling with Tyler King right ahead of him.
By the way, most starts tonight for, of course, Jeff Stabnow. His 432nd career start of the Northwest Racing Series. Sean Breisman, start number 399 tonight. 391 for John Annenbacher. 342 for Frank Harris. And Christopher White, though, out of the race. He was in start number 318 of the evening. Those are your top 5 most starts of the stats of the drivers. And right now we continue to see Ryan Bloom in his 170th career start tonight here in Texas, Jason. He's looking for win number 11. He's got 10 of them so far, including 56 top 10s and 98 top 10s, 56 top 5s and 98 top 10s.
Yeah, and he wants that win really badly right now, but he's going to have to hold off Devin West. Now, these guys are still going to have to pit probably one more time here. Oh, look at Devin West, really loose out of turn number 4, gives up a whole lot of ground. Opens up the door for Dennis Moore here coming down to the start-finish line, entering turn number 1. We'll see what Moore does. He'll stay tucked right back behind the number 5 LSRTV machine. But Devin West, he's also a man on the mission. He is really fast, but he's really loose off the corner here as he tries to run down Ryan Bloom with Dennis Moore trying to peek a look to the inside in the 3. Oh, hang on to it, Devin.
Wow. Devin West outside. You know, you see the stripes on these trucks, you think they're teammates, but they are not. One is for Win Racing. The Win Racing Bomb Speed Chevrolet 44. That's Dennis Moore. He'll move to second and run back down his teammate, Ryan Bloom, who has led since the drop of the green. But now, Devin West, winner last week in the 5. Jason, he battles back in his Chevrolet for Team LSRTV.
Yeah, doing a great job here. Look at this battle going on back for 6. Toby Ritter starting to kind of fall off just a tad bit. Sean Breisman and Jordan Person still trying to look for a way around this number 3 machine, entering 1 and 2, trying to figure out what groove works best, what exit works best. Ryan Barnes, Ryan Gormley follow behind him. There are them. That's your top 10. Off turn number 2, Breisman looks to the inside of Ritters for a moment, tucks back in line. They'll all work single file as they head back to 3 and 4.
Sean Breisman right there, almost drove in the grass. Person running him down, trying to get to his teammate, the 23 of Ritters. That is from 6th on back to 8th. Now you've got Newton. Remember Chad Malik had a little spin in the time into the corner in 3 and 4, saved it. He now battles Newton, and Smith is reeling him in on the outside as well as we hit lap 80.
Back to turns 3 and 4. Look at Kevin Smith all over the rear tailgate of Paul Newton. Pulls a crossover off 4 down to the dog leg to the start finish. Entering turn number 1. Those two are going to be side by side. Back into turn 1 this time. Paul Newton gives a little bit of leeway to the 00, but not enough. Here he comes. He's going to pack some air. Oh, he turns him hard up into the wall. They both go in turn number 2. And just like that, Paul Newton hooks the 00, and both of them are wrecked. John Ottenbacher involved as well. Hard crash coming into turn 2.
Man, oh man. Fighting it out. Approaching lap 80. And Paul Newton and Kevin Smith right there side by side. Would not be denied. They go off into the corner. Paul Newton got to the right rear of the 00, and he never let off, and hard into the safer barrier. Watch this and listen.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah,
Let's
and
go
right
on
there,
board with
Wesley,
Kevin Smith. Charles
that
Ottenbacher
wasn't
spins around
really-
as well too.
that really wasn't exactly anybody's fault. I mean, the 27 was packing air on the 00's right rear quarter panel, and Kevin just started coming up the racetrack, and eventually those two just got hooked together. They couldn't get unhooked, and that's ultimately what sent him around off turn number 2. But take a listen into this 00 machine, because this is going to be a hard impact. You're going to hear this motor blow, and all the parts and pieces are going to be flying off this 00.
Now Newton into the right rear. Side draft air if not, but listen.
It's like a hand grenade.
And he's out of it. He's done. You're out.
Oh!
Thank you for playing.
And there were...
And look at now all these other guys, Dana Rogers and John Ottenbacher. Other ones crashing. Wow.
Yeah, that was a massive pile.
We got pit stops
Man.
going on, Jason, and this could be the money stop of the race too, I think.
Yeah, it very well could. These guys should be good, I believe, all the way to the checkered flag. If not, they're going to be right on the number, I think, when they go back green here. So they might have to save just a little bit of fuel, but Troy Allison elected to stay out. I don't know if he's going to end up pitting or what, but right now is the race leader, but Ryan Bloom able to hold this race lead off of Dennis Moore and Devin West.
Caution out. Whew. Closing in on over 50 laps to go. And we reset things here. It's been all Ryan Bloom. Troy Allison will now have the opportunity to be the leader unless he pits coming up next, as Ryan Bloom has dominated this race and the man that won last year trying to go for 2-peat. We're back in a moment from Texas. This is iRacing on LSRTV and CRN, the Community Radio Network.
Drag race to the line.
Ready to settle it out here at Texas. Welcome back to coverage of iRacing on LSRTV. CRN, Wesley Outland here. Winner, Jason Rockefeller. I can say winner, right? Was that your first win ever of the series too, by the way?
Yeah, I am 1 for 2 this year, and I'm 1 for 3 out of my 3 starts across FTSR. So I guess that's a stat to be proud of.
Yeah. So first time in the series, and what is it, 1 for 1, you said?
1 for 3. I'd made a start last year at Indianapolis in the Cup Series, started 16th, finished 15th. And we ran Talladega, obviously, on Wednesday. Didn't go to plan. We were up front, though. We just got put in the sucker hole, got left out to dry, and unfortunately got collected in an incident late in the going. But, you know, we still managed for, I think, a 19th place finish. So couldn't be too upset with that. Didn't really expect to go in there and win tonight. Just wanted to try to finish top 3 or at least top 5. But exceeded my expectations. Glad we were able to get it done.
There you go. It will be exactly 51 laps to go when the field comes back to the Geico restart zone and punches it. Troy Allison. You ever heard of the cliche, bringing a knife to a gunfight? Well, this is the virtual Northwest and the Wild West here at No Limits, Texas. And I got a feeling Allison is about to be chewed up and spit out here in a moment by the field coming after him there, Jason.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Off the corner. Look at this. 4 wide down the back straightaway. Look at Dan West Jr. trying to go for second under Ryan Bloom, while Dennis Moore is able to take the race lead, and they're going by Troy Allison like he put on the brakes.
Somehow found a way through it to the end. Here comes Ritters and King door to door. Backstretch into 3, 50 laps to go now. And whoa, teammates, no, I'm sorry, correction, Daddy's up there, Daddy West, they're teammates. They're battling with Ryan Bloom. Ryan Bloom, first time attack with other drivers. Normally he's been in clean air, Jason.
Yeah, this is going to be really interesting to see what this 25 machine can do. And as I said, oh my goodness, they're in the wall.
Oh
Dan West Jr., Ryan Gormley, massive crash down the back straightaway out of turn 2.
Briar Reynolds, Chad Malik, big trouble back straightaway. All tore up. Ryan Bloom, Dan West Jr. Wow.
Oh my.
Caution out.
Boy, oh boy. And Wesley, the thing is about this wreck too is that was eerily similar to what happened earlier between the two drivers. Obviously, Paul Newton and I believe it was Kevin Smith. That is exactly a replica of exactly what happened.
It is, except it happened more in the corner than on the straightaway. But it's literally the same thing. It's what go on board with Kevin Smith. I'm sorry, Ryan Bloom. Let's go on board with Ryan Bloom is what I meant to say. Pretty please. Watch this. And by the way, Jason, 2 Win Racing drivers suffering this demise as well. One more time. Look at this in the right rear. Listen. Wow. I mean, what is causing this, Jason? Do you think it's... Do you think there's something there? Is it windy? Because it's so windy, that's caused them to fishtail again?
I definitely think that's a pretty much a straight A factor for sure, no doubt about it. But when you also look at everybody coming off that corner, when you pack enough air on that right rear and you start to suck that guy back because of that side draft, it almost causes the truck to get a little tight because you're packing so much air on that door with a combination of the wind that eventually you just get hooked and you cannot stop it or prevent it. It is just, you know, it's inevitable. You cannot stop it. And like I mentioned earlier, Wesley, so take a look right there at the Virginia811.com race summary here with 5 cautions, 16 total caution laps, 2 lead changes. Remember how I said earlier how Texas can be unpredictable? You never know. You could have the 2 race leaders crash into turn 2. What just happened? It was exactly what I said that could happen, but it happened to the second and third place driver, and it took out our most dominant driver of the night, possibly was going to be the race winner.
Yeah, hands down. Here's a look at the Kaufman Creative weather conditions as we approach 40 laps to go. And as you can see, the track temp has dropped. It was in triple digits earlier, now at 95. But that wind speed, Jason, still remains, and only 75 degrees outside.
Yeah, that's still a big thing, though, with that wind speed being up in the upper or the low 20s here with oh my gosh, I'm just shocked at how this race has kind of turned out so far. I mean, we're going to restart this race here with a little bit more than 40 laps to go when they come back to the green flag. So you got Dennis Moore, who has had a fast truck, but he's at the same time struggled. He's been really tight. He's been very aggressive. Then you have Toby Ritters. How about Toby trying to get his second win? Won at Talladega a couple years ago, trying to make it a first win of the season for him after a long drought. Tyler King, Truck Series champion from 2022. Talked about him starting deep in the field last year, finished 6th, and now he's in position to do the same, but if not better. Jordan Person in 4th, who has been outstanding all night long, had that save of the race coming off too. Brian Barnes, Troy Daggett. There's a lot of drivers up here who could try to execute with how this race is unfolding.
Caution out. By the way, Dennis Moore up in the lead. Dennis Moore in the lead. Toby Ritters is second. Tyler King, listen to this, Jason and audience, up 29 positions to be in third. Incredible.
Yeah, it's just incredible how Tyler King has been able to come back up through this field just like he did 1 year ago, but it was even deeper in the field here this time around, and he's been able to climb up higher than when he finished last year. So we'll see. I'm going to say it right now. I think Tyler King wins this race, hands down.
Why do you say that? Why do you say that?
Well, look at his track record. It's with how he finished last year, with how deep in the field he started, and he's doing the exact same thing here this year, and he's just been so fast all night long. The man has not fallen out of the top 10 since he got there, and he just continues to pick off more and more positions. He may not have the fastest lap on the racetrack, but I can guarantee you, I think he's got the fastest truck.
Ready to decide it. And all the while, Ritters, no doubt, for Ace High Racing, he's hungry to want to break through and win and put himself also into the playoffs in round 5. Tyler King back up there as we mentioned. Don't count him out. Close to 30 spots. Person in the top 5. Teammates there for AHR, for Ritters. And we're back to it again. Troy Daggett to the top 5. And Dennis Moore gone on the restart.
Yeah, Toby Ritters kind of let him have that there down on the restart, because if you saw the restart there, Dennis Moore had about a truck length and a half over Toby Ritters when they hit the Geico restart zone there. Toby kind of let him get away. Toby's starting to reel him back in right here, though. Let's see what he can do here on this short run. I know it's going to be a long run race here to the end if we don't have any cautions or so. Toby's been doing a great job all night. I'm really interested to see what he can do with that number 3 machine. I mean, this has been the best position he's been put in all season long so far to have a victory.
King inside Ritters, making that move for second spot. And well, that goes on up the racetrack. And meanwhile, Daggett now battles with Breitzman. He falls back to 6th, 7th. And behind them, here comes Harris, Grande, and Moore. Down into turn 1. Ritters battles now, but King on the outside.
Great battle going on here for second. Great battles throughout the entire track right now as you see them battle for second down this back straightaway. Tyler King yet to get clear of Toby Ritters. Ritters kind of slips up, gets loose on the entrance of 3. He's going to open up the door big time for Tyler King. to make a run here on the inside of the racetrack. And while Jordan Person and Sean Brightsman battle, Dennis Moore is looking to try to get away.
Off of that second turn, man, there has been some calamity there recently. But for right now, everybody holding their own as we approach lap 100. Thanks for everybody that's watching. Over 8,000 subscribers. We made that monumental mark, of course, with the Stars and Stripes Racing League on Thursday night. No, I'm sorry, it was the Full Throttle Truck Series race. That's right. Wednesday night's series. And, get ready for that race on Wednesday. I think it's Dover, isn't it, Jason? I'll be at Dover. Because y'all kind of mimic the real Truck and Cup schedule, right?
Yeah, I know for Road to Pro, we'll be heading to Dover, I believe, this week coming up. So it should be a fun one for sure. I'm looking forward to it. My home track. I'll be there actually in person for the Cup race on Sunday. Very excited. I've been going to Dover for many, many years, and I'm really excited to be going back there. Excited to see what the iRacing guys can put on there for Dover. But hey, I'm excited to see what these guys can do. Look at this. Battle for the race lead. Toby Ritter's going to the inside of Dennis Moore. And Sean Brightsman trying to pick up his second win of the season. Remember, won at Legacy Atlanta earlier in the season, just a few weeks ago. He's looking to try to pick up his second win of the year.
It will be Dover. And then, of course, Kansas and Atlanta, the final three races, I guess, of the, what do they call it, the A schedule. And then we move into B and C and D, I guess. And,
Whoa!
Throttle. Wow. 3 wide. Hold on. Brightsman trying to get in this battle. Boy, 3 different teams racing for that spot there, Jason, for second.
Dennis Moore has been a pinball tonight. He is going left to right, side to side. It does not matter. He just pulled a heck of a crossover.
Ritters!
On the 3 of Ritters off turn number 4. But Toby's hanging tough on this outside here. He's got the run down the back straightaway. Dennis is going to have this momentum down into the corner here into 3. They're side by side for second. This gives an opportunity for these guys to battle it out here for the race lead. I think Dennis is going to be clear of Ritters, and he will off 4.
King side drafts Brightsman. Brightsman got a wiggle there. Off of 4. Back through the dog leg. Back to 1 and 2. Ritters has got to stop, reset, and pull the trigger again on the inside. The outside's not working. I'll try the bottom into 3.
Back down into turn number 3. Now Toby Ritters, while he tries to go after Dennis Moore, he's got to defend Tyler King and Sean Brightsman. And look who's coming back into the picture. Devin West coming up inside the top 5 right now. Back to the start-finish line this time. Lap 100 will go up on the board. 35 laps to go here in No Limits, Texas. Battle for the race lead, though, still heating up. The 3 all over the 44's bumper out of 2.
A century grind completed, but not done here at No Limits, Texas, and it is pucker time. Working off turn 4 to the outside. Brightsman, plenty of room given. Teammate behind him in Devin West. King on the bottom on his own. Here comes Troy Daggett trying to find a way to clear back in the battle. To the outside, to the inside. Grande. How about a run for the 18 or the 11 Taco Bell machine, Jason? Wow.
Yeah, and remember, Roy Grande was just on the apron in 3 and 4 before that incident with Dan West Jr. and Ryan Bloom, and now somehow he has found his way up into 7th, and he is no stranger to finishing well here at Texas. You look back to last year's results, Roy Grande started in the top 10 and finished 7th, so this has been a great night for him, trying to make it 2 top 10s in a row at Texas.
And both being 7th place finishes. As right now he is in that 7th spot. Right there behind Daggett and King, working off the corner. Here they come again. By the way, Dennis Moore in the lead. You see him. Brightsman and Moore. Now Ritters inside, wanting to battle again for second. This time, Brightsman's got friends. Devin West on the outside behind the tailgate of the 46.
I think Toby Ritters has just been really aggressive up here. That he's starting to burn up his tires. That right front is probably killed here. I can say the same probably for Troy Daggett. He's been running this outside consistently the last few laps. Oh, he's going to get tight out of turn 4, side by side there with Tyler King. Also Roy Grande and tow back behind him. But hey, with Toby Ritters now shuffled back to 4th, Brightsman and West can go after this 44 machine of Dennis Moore, who has basically had this lead handed to him when Ryan Bloom and Dan West Jr. collided a handful of laps to go. And look at this, approaching 30 to go at the line. Brightsman and West are right there behind Moore out of 4.
To the stripe. Here comes the 99, Troy Daggett. Consistency for sure for the man right now in that 99 machine, second in the point standings. He is only 1 point back to Ryan Gormley. Gormley is all the way back in the top 20. He's 21st.
I got a little headline for you here, Wesley. So you remember how we had some takers on pit road a handful of laps ago, about a caution or two ago? Well, because
Yes,
those
sir.
guys pitted, like Sean Brightsman and Devin West, they pitted at lap 87 to 88. They can go the full distance. The fuel cell can go about up to 50 laps at max here at Texas. And the reason I say that is because in the eNASCAR iRacing qualifying series, they were able to go to 50 laps, but we had a caution early on, so we were not able to see that, where they were going to split the 100-lap race into 50 and then go the distance. Dennis Moore last pitted at lap 80. That's 54 laps on a tank of fuel. I don't think he's going to make it.
The 44. You're referring to him. Everyone else pitted around lap 87 and 88. By the way, Toby Ritters pitted on lap 80 as well. Troy Daggett, lap 80. So you're thinking they can't go the distance unless we get a caution here, right, Jason?
Yeah, absolutely. 54 laps is just a little bit of a stretch. I mean, don't get me wrong. The 47 laps, the 48 laps, they can go between the guys who pit at lap 87 and 88, like Brightsman and West. That's 47 to 48 laps. They can go the distance, I believe, or 47 to 46 laps. They can go. It's just going to be close, but the 44, for sure, I am almost 100% sure cannot make it unless he either A, saves fuel, and he's got to save a few laps, or B, he's going to have a caution. But even with that yellow flag, I don't know who's going to pit and who will.
Jason, we've seen drivers last week, as a matter of fact, stretch it out and run out of fuel during celebration. They couldn't even celebrate.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting one here for the end of this race. We're approaching 20 laps to go here once we hit lap 115, so I'm really interested. Oh, and Toby Ritter smacks the wall out of turn number 4, falls all the way back to Roy Grande, and Roy tries to make the pass entering 1, but Toby's able to hold on to it. But this is going to be an interesting race to see who's going to gamble right and who's going to gamble wrong.
Somehow holds it together. No harm, no foul. Into that corner, right now. There you see Moore. Moore and Brightsman. West top 3 behind them. Ritters. Person, there's the teammate. Person, teammate to Ritters. Here comes Grande now on the outside.
Yeah,
How about
Grande's
just how... I'm sorry, I was going to say, man, how about just the growth of Toby Ritters? And now, look at what he's done. Not only as a competitor, but he got his own race team now. His own company. His own sim program.
Yeah, Toby has come a long way from 2 years ago. Remember how emotional he was with that victory at Talladega, how all them with the Ritters family were going ballistic in the chats, congratulating him. That was a big night for Toby, obviously. And it's sim racing. It's something he loves to do. It's a great hobby of his, and he puts a lot of time and effort to it. But ever since that win, he put in a lot of time and effort over those last 2 off seasons, from the end of 2022 to the end of 2023. He has shown a tremendous amount of progress, like a lot of these drivers, but Toby Ritters has been one that has impressed me the most for sure.
Back straight away. Watching now King fight with Person one more time. That finally gets calmed down. Willett back to the corner again as they come to the line. Close it in on 20 laps to go. We'll pause for 10 seconds of station identification. This is CRN, the Community Radio Network.
Community Radio Network, WCRN 87.9 FM, Clayton, Garner, Raleigh, North Carolina, USA. We are CRN.
Back at No Limits, Texas, and it is about to be a No Limits battle of wits to the victory. 20 laps to go. Wesley Outland, Jason Rockefeller, Charles Wooten, and the Cody's Frozen Custard 201 nears the home stretch here, Jason, with Dennis Moore. And it's looking like a battle of fuel mileage as well.
Yeah, again, he last pitted at lap 80. If you go 80 all the way to 134, that's 54 laps on the tank of fuel. There's no way you can make it that much. You can make it to about 49, 50 laps on the tank of fuel here. Obviously, Dennis Moore's either going to have to, A, save a lot of fuel, or he's going to have a caution come out. You could just see some drivers really struggling. Tyler King, Brian Barnes, Clifford, Person, all struggling. Drivers who pitted at lap 80. West and Brightsman, the guys who pitted at lap 88, 87, they can make it the full distance with going 46 to 47 laps.
Under 20 laps to go. Dennis Moore out in front. Devin West. Sean Brightsman, Troy Daggett, Roy Grande, your top 5. Names of drivers that have either just struggled in the past, normally just do not do well, have disappointing finishes or can't even finish. And Jason, they are laying it all on the line to show their strengths here for the win.
Yeah, everybody's really showing their strength so far. It's been a fantastic race with a lot of storylines that have been built up throughout the entire race. We talk about Ryan Bloom, how much he was dominating the first half of this race, got involved in a wreck with Dan West Jr. out of 2 a handful of laps ago. His night ended. Kevin Smith, other drivers as well. It has just been a really, really difficult night for some of these drivers, but some have been able to capitalize on others' misfortunes here, like Toby Ritters, Jordan Person. Oh, we got a wreck! Troy Daggett around off turn number 4. This changes everything.
The man second in the points. 1 point back to Ryan Gormley. Spins with 16 laps to go. And the caution flag flies. And as you said, this totally does change the entire complexion of this race. And make no mistake about it, as Roy Grande and Daggett battle. Jason, everybody's coming down pit road. Do you take tires? They're unlimited. Or do you just go for fuel and get the heck back on the track fast?
You have to. You have to take tires. There's no way you don't right here. We're going to find out and see right here. Maybe somebody's going to pull a gamble here. But let's find out and see. Devin West is going to stay out. The guys who pitted at lap 80 are all coming in. Some of the drivers who pitted at 87, 88, they're going to pit as well. But West, Grande, waiting to see if anybody else comes down the pit road. Jeff Stabnow, Gormley, they all come in, so it's looking like here, Wesley, that West and Grande are going to stay out. I don't like this call, man. It was going to be a good call had they had a lot of trucks stay out, but they didn't. This is going to hurt them big time.
Race off pit road. Dennis Moore. 4 tires and fuel. So let's see who pitted, Jason. Well, I mean, it's pretty much
everybody.
Everybody pitted except for Devin West, right? Roy Grande, did he pit?
He did not pit either. This is going to be an interesting restart here with these two on the front row. Do we see tire spin? Do we see everybody split them 3 and 4 wide? Oh man, this is terrible for Devin West, man. He was having such a good run, and I like the strategy call if everybody, or at least a handful of other drivers, would have stayed out to give them some leeway and to let the tire pressures build up. But with only them staying out, those two drivers, there's no way they're going to hold off this field right here. This is going to be a battle of survival for them, and a battle of who could get to the front and lead this race quicker between Moore, Brightsman, and everybody else.
Wow. Get ready for a showdown coming up next. Quick break, and we will take you to the finish after a word from some of the amazing partners of iRacing on LSRTV. The Northwest Racing Series is about to strap in at No Limits, Texas for a good old-fashioned virtual gunfight.
10 years of speed, 10 years of stories. For the past 10 years, we've been more than just spectators. We've been the heartbeat of local racing, growing alongside the tracks, drivers, and fans who make it all possible. From the dusty turns to the checkered flags, we've shared every triumph and every challenge, making memories that last a lifetime. As we mark this milestone, we're not just looking back, we're revving up for the future. We are expanding, bringing you even more racing, more coverage, and more ways to connect with the adrenaline-fueled world we love. Our commitment to the local racing community is unwavering, and the next chapter promises to be our most exciting yet.
Back here at Texas, lights off on the pace truck, a pace car for the trucks to come back to green is what I meant to say. By the way, we're still in the regular schedule distance. 12 to go when they come back for the restart in the Geico restart zone. 2 drivers have used tires and are running on fumes. That includes Devin West and Roy Grande. Let me clarify. They might not be running on fumes, Jason, but it's pretty darn close.
Yeah, I mean, if a green-white checkered happens, they're probably going to have to pit. But the thing is with them right here on this front row is they have significantly worn tires compared to everybody else. They pitted lap 88, 87. Everybody else just took advantage to come down at lap 119. I would have liked the strategy call had they have had guys come down to the pits with them. Ultimately, though, I don't see this working out. It's about a 99% chance that they get freight trained right here.
How will it have a come? Down the line, Devin West, Roy Grande. He can't get fired fast. The 5 done, the 5 did, and he is gone. 12 to go.
And a great restart for Devin West here, but Dennis Moore was the one who played out the best there off turn number 2. He'll be able to take this lead away from Devin West when he gets to him, though. Toby Ritters follows in tow back behind him in 3rd. How about Brian Barnes? He's moved up now to the 4th spot. Here they come out of turn 4, and Dennis Moore going to utilize those 4 fresh Gooder Eagles. What will Toby Ritters do here for the racing? Can he use Devin West as a pick?
Down to the line, 11 to go. Moore outside, Ritters outside. West losing the lead. Dennis Moore's got it back. King on the inside. Jason, here comes the 21 you were talking about.
Yeah, he put it all the way down to the inside there. It was 3 wide for a moment. and he's able to pick up that 5th spot. There goes Devin West. He's getting all the way put to the back of this field here. Here comes Frank Harris to take away that 8th spot in just a second. But it's going to be a battle for the win here with 10 laps to go. Sean Brightsman just posted the fastest lap of the race with a 29.965. The 46 means business. He's trying to take a look on second for Toby Ritters while he battles with Brian Barnes for third back to turn 3.
10 laps to go now, 9 remaining at the line. It is go time. And the conga line, single file, but they will jump out of line soon enough. Who will make their move is the question as they dive into 1.
Toby Ritter's going to try to arc this corner a little bit, do a crossover maneuver here coming off turn 2. He's got great momentum down the back straightaway. Gains a little bit of ground, though. Dennis Moore trying to break that draft back to turn 3. Ritter's going to have a much more shallow entry than the 44 did. Brightsman had to back off the corner just a little bit to make it. He'll work to the outside of Ritters now as they hit 8 laps to go at the line this time by. Battle for second is on.
Moore, Win Racing, trying to end a 5-win slump to start the year. Team LSRTV has won 4. All 4 events of the year. Sean Brightsman, by the way, winner of race 2 of the year. And he's trying to be the first repeat man to do it too. And Jason, as we close on the end of this with 7 to go, with Dennis Moore leading, we know what Sean Brightsman can do at tracks like Atlanta.
Look at the
Texas.
crossover!
By the way, crossover to the lead.
Look at this, down the back straightaway. What a great job by Sean Brightsman. He set him up going into turn 1. Wesley, he went super high. Dennis Moore had to cover. Sean Brightsman backed out of it, quickly went down to the bottom. This could be what gets them the race win. They're side by side. 6 laps to go. It's on.
Brightsman inside. Moore outside, door to door. I cringe every time I watch them coming off of this corner when they're side by side because we've seen what they've done other times, crashing several times here tonight. Right now, Moore, Brightsman, stride for stride, door to door. Same behind them there with Barnes and Ritters in 3.
This is going to open up the door for Toby Ritters here coming off turn number 4 with these guys stalling out side by side. What's going to happen when they come off turn 2? Will Brightsman be able to clear the 44? Will Moore be able to put up a fight back to turn 2? Brightsman was loose last time around. He's going to get a little tight here on exit coming off turn number 2. They both hold their line down the back straightaway. Still side by side for the race lead coming to 4 to go.
Inside Ritters. Closing in on 6 miles to go. 4 laps left. 1.5 miles at Texas. And now Moore on the outside. Ritters is going to try to play wingman with him. No, he will not. He goes back to the bottom, carries Barnes with him, and also King off too.
In the 44, he's still got a good enough run to be side by side with the 46. No! Oh, he's going to chop off the 3. What a move! Dennis Moore to the inside. Crossover on Sean Brightsman for the race lead here in Texas. This could be the race-winning move for Dennis Moore. He had it all about lost off 2, but he does it with a crossover move on Sean Brightsman. 3 laps to go. This is outstanding as they head into 1.
What a daring move. Just a moment ago. Chopped off the front of the Ritters machine. That could have been calamity. They all hold their on. It was Moore going from the outside, cutting into the middle on Ritters. Ritters had to check up. He got sideways. Now Brightsman going after Moore. 2 to go here in Texas.
2 laps to go, and they are beating the snot out of each other down into turn number 1. They're both going to get tight. Toby Ritters had an opening. It's not going to be enough. They're still side by side off turn number 2. The 44 of Dennis Moore holding the bottom. Troy Daggett trying to come back on those fresher tires. Coming to the white flag. They're still side by side entering 3.
This is it. They're coming to the CRN. 1 to go. White flag in the air. Brightsman losing ground. He dives.
Oh, he
and hits
touched
right
them!
there. They crashed. They crashed. They did not take the white flag. They crashed.
No, last
Did not
lap,
take
they
the white
took it.
flag. Last is it's over.
Ritters is
The
in
last
front.
lap without Toby Ritters is up in front. Are you serious? Toby Ritters is up in front. He's leading. King is in second. Oh my goodness! Toby Ritters is going
Bring it
to
home,
steal
baby!
one in Texas with Aces High Racing. Toby Ritters wins here in Texas and the 5th different winner of the year. Wow!
Have you ever?
Well, a couple of times and maybe more.
Oh my God!
Oh,
Oh
wow.
my goodness!
Watch this.
Oh my Lord! So this is a lap
Brightsman
prior.
and more. Yes, it is. Set
So-
it up for us, bud. 2 to go, right?
So coming out of turn number 4, this is a lap and a half to go. Now watch these two. This is where it's going to get hairy when they head into 3 because Dennis Moore, now this is what won Toby Ritters the race. He blocked Troy Daggett. Had he not have blocked him, he was going to be involved in this wreck. But watch this. Sean Bryson backs off. He's going to try the crossover move right here. And then he gets the 44 loose and ultimately
There
coming
it
line,
is.
they just touch. The 44 tried to put the side ramp on the 44, makes contact.
Wow.
And that there, I don't even need to say it. You already know what happens.
And that's the 3rd time that there has been right rear hooks tonight in the race, and they ultimately take each other out. I'll be honest with you, Ritters was the possum. He was waiting patiently, Jason. He said 44, 46, you guys go at it. He was giving them plenty of room to let them decimate themselves. And Toby Ritters wins at the end of this thing, and they are tearing it up in the Northwest High Five Salute. But my goodness, what a race.
I'm in shock. I am in
I
shock.
said wow, wow, wow in the chat box. That's all I could say was wow, wow, wow. Amazing.
Oh my Lord. I'm just
Here's the
baffled
results.
by that finish.
Here's the results. Ace High Racing, Toby Ritters picks up the win. First win under his new team. I want to say it's his 3rd career Northwest Racing Series win, I believe. No, 2nd. Correction. Tyler King 2nd. Brian Barnes 3rd. Frank Harris and Tyler Kim in the top 5. Audenbacher, Lowther, Kynes, West, and Grande. That's right now your top 10, Jason.
Whew. Top 20. Jeff Stabnow, Ryan Gormley, Chase Correa, William Fletcher. You find Rogers, Paulison, Sean Brightsman, and Dennis Moore, man. What more can you say? 17th and 18th for them. Jordan Person, Troy Allison, your top 20.
Right now, of course, Troy Daggett. What could happen for him? Ray Fournier, Paul Newton, Jimbo Pfeiffer, Brett Grunwald, top 25. Along with the rest of these guys, multiple laps down or crashed out. Malik Reynolds Bloom, the man that dominated the first half of this race, no doubt. Ryan Bloom, Dan West Jr., Kevin Smith, a couple others. Christopher White, Bryce Clark, Kyle Burke, James Vining, the Catman, did not start, by the way. Toby Ritters, new team, gets it done. If I'm keeping track, I want to say this is his 5th career win in Northwest competition. We'll get his thoughts and others. Jason, I know you're about to close it out here because I know you got to go, brother. What's your take of this race, man? Post-race thoughts.
Chaos. Absolute chaos. But what a finish. I mean, Toby was there. Right place, right time. You had to think that Moore and Brightsman were going to have that happen there, coming to the line. They were either going to wreck or one of them was going to come home the winner. And unfortunately, that's what happened. Good job to Toby Ritters, though, man, because he definitely deserves how hard he's been working.
Big props for the driver, and we'll get his thoughts and more. And Jason, will see you, of course, on Wednesday for Full Throttle Truck Series as well at Dover. He is Jason. I am Wesley. Charles was punching the buttons, and we grabbed the podium when we returned for post-race. He, the winner, Toby Ritters, gets the Cody's Frozen Custard 201 at No Limits, Texas. Welcome back to Texas and the Cody's Frozen Custard 201 in the books. Wow. A finish that I think I'll never forget. Happened out of nowhere. Toby Ritters. What is it, like your third race with Ace High Racing under the Northwest? Congratulations, man.
Thank you, Wesley. I appreciate that, buddy.
What was going through your mind coming to the white flag, watching all this going on? I kind of used the description of a possum. You were hanging back. Did you feel that the storm was brewing? You had a feeling they were going to take each other out?
Yeah, I was watching the two guys up in front of me, and they were racing real hard. So I was kind of breathing off the throttle a little bit and just waiting to see, trying to give myself a little space for if there was a wreck, I had time to react to it. But it worked out great, Wesley.
Toby, where did the idea come to create Ace High Racing? And obviously, got to be damn happy you did.
Yeah, I am. Absolutely am. The idea coming up with Ace High Racing is my team kind of wanted me to go my separate way, so I decided to go my separate ways. God bless them. They're my buddies. No hard feelings. But yeah, I mean, I decided to take it upon myself to start my own team, Wesley. And I brought Jordan Pearson with me, and I got a couple other guys in mind that I'm bringing in, Troy Olson. And I'm just trying to grow my own little team here and try to grow together and work together hard as a team and try to be competitive with all these hard hitters.
I want to say, I'm looking at your stats overall. This is your 5th career win overall in iRacing. But I want to say, is this your 2nd Northwest win?
Yeah, absolutely. That's Talladega and now here at Texas, I got me a win under my belt now. And
Gotcha. Other wins come from other events, though, man. But I got to tell you, what is your advice that you want to tell somebody that might be on the fence, struggling, not doing well in iRacing, crashing, wrecking, ready to hit that escape button, ready to sling their monitor and pull the wire cable of the driver harness out and throw it out the window? What do you want to say to somebody that is going through that? Because let's be honest, that was you about 2 or 3 years ago, man.
Yes, it absolutely was, Wesley. I was running in the back of the field with these guys and trying to learn on all these guys, the way they drive, and I'd like to first and foremost thank Jeff Stabnow for getting me started with the learning curve. I mean, him and that LSRTV team has really got me a good jump start. And then not only that, Win Racing is put a lot of work in me and with my racecraft, and I can't thank them enough as well. I'd like to say to the people who are running back there in the middle of the field in the back, just keep striving, never give up, and just keep pushing, and you'll get there.
Keep digging, man. Hey, thank your sponsors, Rose, everybody. I know they got to be happy right now.
I'd like to thank, first and foremost, my beautiful wife. I'd like to thank the Lord above, and I'd like to thank my sponsor, Spanky Motorsports. Russ Ludwig is my boss man, my new sponsor. He took me in under his wing. And I would like to thank LSRTV for putting on such an amazing broadcast each and every week. And I'd like to thank Jeff Stabnow and Sean Breisman and all them guys. Those guys are amazing. So God bless you all, and I love you, man.
Toby Ritters, Ace High Racing. He makes now the 5th different winner of the year in a win a wild race we'll never forget in the Cody's Frozen Custard 201. 2nd place, Tyler King. Tyler, Jason, you were his pick. If you could go back and do things differently again, what would you do? But you're taking this race and having a good, solid 2nd.
Well, I'm totally happy with 2nd tonight. Toby's very deserving. He's a great racer. He's come a long way in the last couple years. He and I, we've had some run-ins before, but he's one of the nicest guys on the track. Just so happy for him right now. As for me, I'm pretty lucky tonight.
Jordan,
started
I'm sorry,
way back.
I forgot to say thank you, my teammate.
Good job, Jordan. But yeah, started way in the back, 32nd, and then worked our way forward. And before that last yellow, I was kind of struggling, so I was really happy to see some luck go my way. Got a yellow there, got some fresh tires, and just racing hard with the top 6. Door to door for 10 laps. It was pretty awesome. I could tell we were getting pretty heated up there, and something might happen, so I kind of dipped back a little bit just to try and stay alive. And luckily we squirted through and made it through the wreck and got another top 5. Keep the streak alive.
I'll tell you what, man, you've been in those kind of shoes before as well with Ritters and what happened with the race. What was your take of what happened? And if you had to go back and do it differently, what would you have done to try to go to victory lane yourself?
Oh man, there's not much. I had great pit stops. I was pushing it to the limit, trying to beat everybody anywhere I could. But I lost a little bit of track position, like I said, before that last yellow flag, and that kind of hurt me. I feel like I could have been up there, like running right behind. We're all running the same speed. Brian, Troy, Toby, we're all running the same speed, trying to keep up with Dennis and Sean. So I don't know much else I could have done. Even if I would have stayed off the brakes before that yellow flag or before the crash on the front straightaway, I would have gotten caught up in it. So I'm not going to take back anything I've done.
Well, Bud, thank your sponsors, and we'll get on out of here, man. See you next week.
Right, but yeah, thanks to everybody at LSRTV putting on the show. Who am I talking about? Jeff, Sean for putting the league together. Everybody at oh my gosh, I can't talk to him. I'm sorry. Beaver State Racing, Paul, Stefan for coming out and playing around with us. It's a lot of fun. Thanks, guys.
There's the thoughts of, again, the driver of Tyler King. He will settle for the number 2 position here tonight when it's all said and done here at Texas. All right. Well, big win for Toby Ritters. Tyler King second. Brian Barnes, by the way, former Cup Series champion, got third. He'll settle for the podium. Unable to grab him for an interview, but that's going to do it. We're going to do it again on Wednesday with Full Throttle Racing Series trucks and Stars and Stripes Racing League at Talladega on Thursday as well. And I want to let everybody know, too, that next week, the Northwest Racing Series will be at Kansas Speedway. That'll be the next race. And then we take off on May the 6th. Will we see a 6 different winner? Or will somebody emerge through like Toby Ritters or someone else? Finally, for Ace High Racing, Toby Ritters wins to make the 5th different winner and one of the most unforgettable finishes we will ever watch in iRacing from Texas. For Rocket Media, Charles Wooten, Jeff Stabnow. For Jason Rockefeller, this is Wesley Outland. Good night. Congrats again, Toby Ritters. We'll see you next week in Kansas.